Storm system number 1 is moving out, but number 2 and 3 are on the way with more rain, storms, and snow. Let's talk about it in this Hump Day edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Well, apparently you don't get the fancy super duper awesome blossom music intro because technology is not being kind to me this morning. But alas, you'll just have to take my word for it that yes, we are indeed saying good morning because it is the Wednesday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. I'm Texas Storm Chasers Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. At least my voice is working this morning, unless I find out it's not, in which case, well, we'll just pretend it's Monday instead of Wednesday. That being said, we did see rain overnight into this morning across the eastern half of Texas, and we're going to get a little bit of a break in that rain through this evening before storm system number 2 begins arriving from the west. Let's take a look at the high-res rapid refresh. Simulated weather model radar through this afternoon into tonight. Even though the rain will be moving out, it is still not going to be a particularly pleasant day across the center column of Texas per se. We'll see some clearing skies in the eastern third, western third of Texas, but well, there goes the voice. Center third, we're going to see clouds, maybe some mist, maybe even a bit of fog continue. At low level cloud layer and some fog and mist will increase in coverage tonight as we see the atmosphere moisten up ahead of the arrival of our second upper level storm system late Thursday morning through Friday afternoon. Let's just pop on over to the North American model now. We'll take a look at it. We'll let the animation play out, but again, just like yesterday and this morning, we are going to have the highest chance for rain across the eastern half to the eastern third of Texas. Thursday evening through Friday afternoon, the potential for an additional 1/2 to 2 inches of rainfall. Highest probabilities of above 1 inch of rain again across the eastern third of Texas, just like yesterday and this morning. Localized flooding possible, but we're not expecting widespread flooding. Can't rule out a stronger thunderstorm in southeast Texas or the Golden Triangle, but the overall severe weather threat in terms of spinny doom, large hail damaging winds, very, very low, and in all likelihood confined to areas just offshore. But we'll keep an eye on it just in case that does manage to shift a wee bit inland along the upper Texas coast. Now, snow. Yes, indeed. Unlike yesterday, this upcoming system does have the possibility, if not increasing probability, of producing snow in the state of Texas. Now, before 90% of y'all get super duper excited, find your sleds. No, we're not talking about snow in the big cities, but if you live in the Panhandle of Texas, maybe even portions of the South Plains in West Texas, this is for you. Models are trending a bit colder and wetter for Thursday night into Friday, with the potential now for accumulating snowfall increasing across the northwestern half of the Texas Panhandle. Places like Vega, Amarillo, Pampa, Dumas, Dalhart, all the way up to Stinnett, Spearman, into Perryton. We could indeed see accumulating snow, perhaps beginning as soon as Thursday afternoon and continuing through Friday morning. The eventual rain-snow line will depend on surface temperatures and the track of a surface low. If that low tends to shift a little further southeast, we'll see the rain-snow line shift a bit further southeast, probably past Amarillo, maybe encroaching on Lubbock at times. If this all shifts further to the north, well, so will the chance for accumulating snowfall. Regardless, system number 2 will be moving out by Friday afternoon and Friday evening, leaving just some snow flurries in the Panhandle, maybe a bit of wraparound snow flurries into western, northern, and central Oklahoma, with showers and storms departing East Texas by late Friday afternoon. In terms of our snow zone, yes, most of the state doesn't get snow from system number 2, but again, as I already mentioned, we are watching the northwestern half of the Texas Panhandle for the potential for accumulating snow Thursday afternoon through Friday morning. At this point, we're seeing 1 to 4 inches of snow, the highest probability of the 3 to 4 inch snowfall totals across areas from Vega, Dumas, up towards Stinnett, west, with the possibility of maybe a dusting to an inch of snow in Amarillo. If we trend a bit colder, all that'll expand further southeast, and we'll have to bump those snow totals up. So we'll have to keep an eye on the rest of the Panhandle, even parts of the South Plains and West Texas. And again, these numbers and exact locations will probably change, and as anyone knows who's been dealing with us and Texas weather for a while, forecasting snow in Texas is difficult outside of 24 hours. Even inside 18 hours, things tend to change, especially when we're talking about very small factors, mesoscale ingredients, stuff like that can help set up bands of heavier snow. So yes, this will change somewhat. No, I don't think we're going to be seeing snow in Midland, San Angelo, Waco, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, or DFW on Thursday or Friday. Let's talk about system number 3. Now, I'm not going to show you any pretty graphics off this because weather models are still a bit out in voodoo land, and we're still seeing some differing scenarios play out, which will have a large impact on the actual forecast. What we are expecting is system number 3 to roll in Sunday night, Monday, probably moving out Monday night, maybe Tuesday morning. At this point, the potential for another winter weather event, maybe a full-blown winter storm, certainly apparent for portions of the Texas Panhandle, maybe parts of West Texas, Northwest Texas, extending into Oklahoma. The eventual details on that, again, just like the system tomorrow, are going to greatly depend on some smaller scale ingredients, but system number 3 is going to be a doozy. It's going to be a pretty powerful upper-level storm system. We're going to have some cold air to work with, and we're going to have plenty of lift. So, yes, winter weather, probable. Exactly where? Questionable at best. On the warm side, the eastern third to the eastern half of Texas, showers and thunderstorms. We may even see the potential for severe thunderstorms with system number 3 as a more unstable air mass advex inland, the warm sector across southeast Texas, East Texas, Sunday night into Monday. The potential for strong to perhaps severe storms. Now, just how bad are we talking here? How widespread? The specifics? We're going to need to get closer in time and get a better consensus in weather model data. It's going to rain. That's a pretty good bet. That's already almost near 100%. Eastern half of Texas, it is going to rain Sunday night to Monday. Beyond that, in terms of storm mischief, yes, it's possible, but we're going to watch it, as we always need to do, and we'll refine that element of the forecast as we get closer. But system number 3 may be the dooziest of all. Is dooziest even a word? Don't care. Baldy and Chiefism for the day. So, that is that. Let's take a look at temperatures next 5 days. Coolest today, northeastern half of Texas, highs in the low to mid 50s. We're looking at low 60s across the southwestern third of Texas. Tomorrow, starting to warm up the Rio Grande Valley, back in the 70s, 60s up to San Antonio, Bryan College Station, 50s up into North Texas, Texoma, the Permian Basin. Only in the 30s and 40s tomorrow in the Panhandle, West Texas, and that may be a bit generous depending on the amount of cold air we have involved. Friday, same thing, and for what it's worth, if we end up having a snow cover in the Panhandle, knock 10 degrees off those high temperatures. Ooh, there goes the voice. See, I told you it's not a good day for video making in my department. But it will be warmer across portions of North Texas, down into South Texas with 50s, 60s, and 70s. A bit of cold air coming in from Arkansas, the higher terrain there. That's called cold air damming. No, not the bad word version, but that does filter in some cooler air into the Arklatex with highs in the 40s Friday. So we get into Saturday. It's generally speaking 60s, southern half of Texas, 30s to 40s in the Panhandle, highly influenced by any snowpack that's on the ground. 40s West Texas, 50s Texoma, the Arklatex, and North Texas, and then a more pronounced warm-up as we get into Sunday. We're going to see 60s southern two-thirds of Texas, 40s in the Panhandle, West Texas, 70s to near 80, South Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, and then on Monday, as the big doozy arrives, the potential for temperatures near 90 in deep South Texas, the Rio Grande Valleys, with 70s and 80s across the southern third to the southeastern third of Texas, with a significant contrast with temperatures in the 20s and 30s in the Panhandle, with, again, the potential for a winter storm. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say that after a somewhat calm November and December comparatively. Mama Nature and El Nino are kicking into gear pretty darn quickly here to start off 2024. So, yeah, it's going to be a bit busy. And, well, that's why we're here. We're here for the quiet, we're here for the not so quiet. And the next week, not going to be so quiet. As always, you can get your local weather forecast, find out when the rain chances are highest at your location with our free, interactive, super duper, awesome blossom Texas Storm Chasers mobile app available Apple Android devices. Just search for Texas Storm Chasers in your device's app store, or go to your web browser, type in Texas Weather decimal app. There you go there. Otherwise, you can visit us on the web, texasstormchasers.com. Y'all make it a good Wednesday. We'll chat with y'all tomorrow. God bless.